Hey, yo, it's poppin', Alpha Gamers. WQ here, back with another incredible video. Guys, it's 2023 and it's time to make alpha gaming a real thing. Let's make alpha gaming mainstream again and stop the beta gaming. And also, let's take over the link to pass click and get these sorry soy boy beta gamers to go back to their mom's basement where they belong. Also, gamers, a big middle finger to the Super Mario 64 16-star soy boy beta male gamer clique, drinking their soy lattes and watching their lolicon hentai. That's disgusting, and you guys need a reality check, and you need some mental health therapy. Anyway, gamers, let's focus on the real gamer issues. Make sure to subscribe to my channel right now, and you become an alpha gamer, and you start winning and stop losing, okay? You might even get enough awareness, gamer awareness, and natural gameplay to leave your mom's basement if you're a loser. But yeah, I know you're watching this video, and that makes you a gameplay winner. All right, guys, make sure to subscribe. But gamers, I wanted to tell you some game-changing stuff. Radical game-changing stuff that changed my life. Freaking changed my life, okay? It's just totally changed everything. And I had to tell you guys this. And obviously, I mean, I don't make videos anymore. You guys know that. Part of the reason is because I just don't care about YouTube videos. You have to make these boring, soy latte infested videos on YouTube. These video essay videos that nobody really watches, nobody cares about. Boring and uninteresting, and it's just not fun. Nobody has any fun doing any of this crap. So of course I'm not interested in that garbage. So I decided to go back to school. Actually, that's where I'm right now. I'm on school, and it turns out I'm actually really good at the school system. Very, very good student. I'm one of the best students in the whole school. In fact, I've only been doing this for one term. I'm already one of the best students. It's great. But the secret lies in natural gameplay. It lies in speedrunning. And that's why I have to make this video to explain to you guys this. Try to get you to join the Alpha Gamer movement and subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Join the Alpha Gamer movement, and hopefully it can change your life. Look, guys, I know these videos are cheap and low quality, but they're still higher quality than the Super Mario 64 lolicon hentai 16-star speedrun skill. Still a lot higher, better than them. I know I make these videos. The reason I make these videos is to get you guys to join the WQ army and naturalize your gameplay and understand natural gameplay. It's the only reason. I mean, if that didn't exist, I wouldn't make these goddamn videos once every 6 months. But it's important for me to explain to you guys how natural gameplay works because it's a game changer. It's way more important than anything else you're doing. It's way more important than whatever you're doing right now. Stop doing it. Subscribe and start naturalizing your gameplay. Okay, it's a big deal. I go into the school system and I haven't been to school in 8 years. I haven't done any homework or math, and I'm a math major, of course. I'm only doing hard math classes. I'm not doing any soy boy general studies like literature, reading, writing, gender crap. None of that crap. Okay, I'm just doing the hard math classes, the hardest math classes. I took all the hardest ones, and I realized like I'm kind of struggling at first because I forget how to do anything in math, so I'm kind of struggling first. I have to do 3-4 times as much work as the kids next to me just because I have to remember how to do the material and then I have to just solve the problems, which are, by the way, I solve them very well. And then I'm halfway through the term. I'm still kind of struggling, which I'm unhappy with. Because as an alpha gamer, natural gamer, I'm trying to get the most natural gameplay. I'm trying to get the best gameplay optimization there is. And it clicked. It freaking clicked, gamers. It all clicked at the end. And what you need to do in homework and school, first of all, it's weird in school. They just kind of give you a degree. They don't really they kind of, the testing and the homework, it's more of a smoke and mirrors. Like it's not really a test. It's kind of like a, did you show up? Did you smile? Here's a degree. Here's your free degree. If you give us the money, we'll give you the degree. It's more like a grocery store than it is like in a speedrun, it's a real test. Like in a speedrun, if you suck at the game, you just fail. If your game's unnatural and you're bad at gameplay, or you're part of the link to pass click, you just fail, right? And that's how I'm used to it. So for me, it's kind of a do or die thing, just always. And I'm way more prepared for school than most people just because I am a speedrunner. And I highly recommend you start speedrunning right now. And you subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the natural gameplay movement, okay? It's very important. Anyway, what I did was I joined the Alpha Gamer WQ Army right now. It changed my life. And then what I did was week 9 rolls around, week 10 rolls around, I started speedrunning my homework assignments. I know it's a big deal. It just gets more incredible. I started speedrunning my midterms during the midterm. And nobody, teacher was freaked out. Teacher was like, this is incredible. Everyone's freaking out. Way smarter of a move, way more impactful of a move than anything the beta gaming, 16-star, lolicon lovers, anything more important than they'll ever do. I'm doing the midterm. I do it 4 times in the 1 hour. They give us an hour for the midterm. I do it 4 times I do the midterm 4 times in the hour. Our teacher's shocked. I get 4 A's. I get an A 4 times in a row. It's incredible. That's a big deal. But I realize if you speed on the homework and whatnot, it improves comprehension drastically. And I'll go into that in a second here. I gotta walk by these beta gamers. A bunch of soy boy beta gamers right in front of me. They're distracting me. All right, guys, mission accomplished. And we're actually going over to the soy boy pull-up propaganda right now. So if you're a real hardcore alpha gamer, hit the like button and subscribe to this video right now. It's gonna change your life. If stop being a beta gamer, if you're a beta gamer, get the hell off my video right now. Nobody cares about you, and I don't care about your subscription. You damn beta gamer, okay? You're weak, and go back to jerking off to hentai in your mom's basement. All right, we don't do that here. Alpha gamers don't do that here, okay? We eat clean, we gameplay natural. We're taking all your girls too, okay? Taking all your moms and your girls. Boom. All right, guys, the soy boy propaganda poll right now is full of bullshit. Soy boy beta male propaganda, and I would say this thing needs a good chiving down. It needs to take an axe to the whole thing and just get rid of the whole thing because frankly, it's disgusting. And some of the worst propaganda and the ugliest propaganda I've ever seen outside of the Link to Pass Click. I would say only the Link to Pass Click has worse speedruns than this propaganda poll I've ever seen in my life. And some of the worst people and worst speedrunning I've ever seen out of the Link to Pass Click I've seen in the past 5 or 6 years. Now, as you guys know or don't know, the Link to Pass Click has dwindled. It's smaller than it's ever been. The Link to Pass Click is even smaller than their tiny pecker that they used to carry. That has shrinked and inverted into themselves now. That is how pathetic the Link to Pass Click is. At any rate, nothing interesting is on this poll yet, despite all the numerous ads, layers of ads, like an onion here. Still none of it is interesting, somehow. I think it's the liberal agenda right there, guys. This is unfortunately what happens when you go to college and you become a liberal. I'm trying to sell a bed for $150, guys. Who's going to buy a shitty college sofa bed for $150? Not in this economy, not in Joe Biden's economy. That is what happens when you are liberal and you have no concept of money or economy, unlike the natural alpha gamers out here, guys. Make sure to join the alpha game movement, and you're going to change your life. You're going to stop being a soy boy beta gamer, and you're going to change your life forever, okay? It's a powerful deal. I'm giving you an exclusive limited offer right now to do that. Also, guys, make sure to join my Patreon right now. It's going to change your life. And it's going to help in the fight against the Link to Pass beta male click, beta gamer click, and their terrible speedruns. The Link to Pass speedruns, the Link to Pass click speedruns have been way too terrible for way too long. And frankly, it's disgusting and it's annoying to see their terrible speedruns all the time, especially for my superior natural gameplay and superior speedrunning skill. When I have to think about my own speedrunning skill, I get elated and excited and smile. And my viewers smile as well, and they make sure to subscribe right now. But when I think of the beta male, beta gamer, soy boy, Link to Pass speedruns, and the 16-star porn addicted speedruns, it's disgusting, and I don't want anything to do with these freaks, okay? And a wise message to all you 16-star losers: none of you are interesting. You can make fun of me all you want on Twitter, and you can ban me in as many Twitch chats as you can, but you'll never make it out of your mom's basement. You're not interesting, and you'll never touch a real girl in your life, okay? All right, gamers, back to the important parts of this video. Why I'm making this video. It's called my speedrunning the school system and getting all A+ the whole year, getting a 4.10 GPA. It's huge. It's a really huge deal. It's a lot easier than you would think, and actually it stems from gameplay optimization, alpha gameplay, and also the drive and humanity of speedrunning. The thing I like about speedrunning so much, and you guys know this, if you're a real alpha gamer, you already know this, but it's about true optimization, and also the fact that speedrunning at its core is the most fundamental system of learning that exists on this planet, right? It is your most basic level of decision making and gameplay optimization, which is good because you can basically apply the systems that you learn to anything. You can't really do that in team-based games. You can't really do that in sports and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But gameplay, our speedrunning gameplay optimization, you can. It's very easy. So I've been doing that over the past 10 years. You guys know that. I made a video series on it. Of course, I created natural gameplay and the works. But also, I go into the homework assignment. Basically, let's look at the midterm, because the first midterm I was speedrunning. Let's just break it down. So what I did was I did the midterm, and let's say it took me 90 minutes to do it. It's supposed to do it in 50 minutes. So firstly, I realized that that's too long. Right, it takes me 90 minutes to do this midterm. Now, I didn't do it very fast. I was kind of lazy, etc. But I should be able to do it in about 50 minutes. And realistically, 35 minutes, right? You're not doing it in 50 minutes in a 50-minute cap. If you're doing well in the class, you would be doing it less than 50 minutes. So if it's taking me 90 minutes, something's terribly wrong here. So that was a fail. And then what I do is I would just say, okay, that sucks. So I take a 10-minute break, come back and do the midterm again. And the second time I did it, it took me about 30 minutes or 20 minutes, right? Depends on the midterm and different questions and etc. Now, a lot of people would think this is stupid because you are just doing, you already know the answers and you already know the solution. So why would you do it a second time? Like homework and math creativity, or math problems and homework problems, should be in why they're different and how to approach a different problem and how to solve a problem, not necessarily the rote, brute force memorization of problem solving. But that is actually a little lie. They've been lying to you. Anyone that told you that, they've been lying to you. And I'm explaining to you why right now. Because in a 15-minute test, a math test that's 15 minutes long, there's no way the teacher is going to, especially if it's like kind of a, it's on the fly, which most tests are. You kind of go to class and do the test, you go home. There's no way that there's difficult concepts in that, right? Like if they give you a project or they give you a homework assignment, you have 2 days to do it, there's going to be difficult concepts in there because you can sit there, you can mull over, you can ask people questions. But in a test where you basically limited to just pen and paper in your brain, now my brain is huge, so they have to, it's much easier for me to answer these questions than most people. But for the average person, smaller brain, and let's not get into the elite pass clicks, tiny little brain and tiny little dicks. But let's get back to the question, guys. Nobody cares about the link pass click. They are completely irrelevant, completely worthless. And none of them have any idea still how to play link to pass. They've been doing it for 10 years. None of them have any qualifications for it, though. It's like they've been stagnated 10 years straight. Explain that one to me. But anyway, what happens is you're doing simple concepts, right? And then the other thing about a test is that she's checking, or your teacher's checking every step of the solution. So, and also, something on tests is universally true or near universally true, just based on it being obvious, is that usually the questions are new. They're new, unique, but they're usually similar to something you've learned, right? Because otherwise it's kind of unfair. So that's like a general blueprint of a simple test. Also, another thing about tests is they're usually stuff you learned over the past period of time, right? It could be 4 weeks, it could be 1 week. It's rarely stuff you just learned 10 minutes ago, right? So it's usually over a bigger chunk of time. And another thing about tests too, we'll let this guy pass me. Another thing about tests is that they are timed. They're almost always timed. If the test is not timed, well, frankly, that's stupid, right? But they're all timed. And so what happens is comprehension is what matters, right? Your comprehension of the material, that's what matters. That's like your highest goal. That's your number one priority when you're trying to pass classes or do well in school, because tests are most of your grade too. Now, if you go into the class and the teacher says your grade's not 100% homework, well, frankly, speedrunning your homework's gonna help out too. But usually it's all at testing. Now, papers, I don't do paper bull crap. I don't write papers. That's just for soy boy, beta male, soy latte drinkers. Okay, that's for Biden voters and liberals. Of course, I don't write that garbage. I can write a better paper than anyone. There's nobody that can write a better paper than me, and on any topic, especially speedrunning, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not writing these stupid goddamn papers, so I don't care about that. All right, I care about answering questions, math questions, and getting A+, 100% grades, over 100% grades in some cases. All right, guys, I'm here at the store, and this has got to be the smallest store in the whole damn town. It's about as small as the Link Past clicks, shitty speedruns, and their small dicks. I got some $10 cashews. These are going to taste real good. And I actually did get some bleach detergent, and then but I wanted to talk to you about more important pressing issues like speedrunning Link to the Past and speedrunning your homework assignments, how to speedrun your homework assignments effectively, and why it's going to massively improve your grades. Massively improve your grades. It's going to make you an alpha gamer. Wonder. Meanwhile, your idiot classmates, and this you do this in real work and for work too, but your idiot classmates next to you are going to be wondering why your alpha gaming dick is so big. It's not that complicated, guys. I mean, let's get this shampoo, get the hell out of here. All right, gamers, I got some Tide Pods because I'm not a bitch. Anyway, let's think critically about how a test is going to be written by a teacher. You have a 50-minute window or a 2-hour window, right, for students to answer these goddamn questions. Secondly, it's realistically unfair to put new material on the test, right? That's something generally is an accepted thing. Thirdly, you can't put the same questions on the test that they've already answered. That's stupid. You're just giving people credit for nothing, which the universities already do, but try to mix it up a little bit. So what that means is that what matters is being able to answer simple questions quickly and efficiently with a high degree of comprehension. That's your goal. You have 11 weeks to do that, and while answering and turning in meaningless assignments. Frankly, in most classes, it seems like homework is just trivial, and they just give you credit anyway for doing the bare minimum. But anyway, guys, let's get back on topic here. So the way to do this, or the way I've learned that is the best way to do this, is to do the easy assignments over and over. Problem is, teachers give you new material every week, and they give you study guides, which are useless because the study guides have what I call new material on them, right? Study guides have new material on them. They have new questions, or they have really difficult questions and interesting questions. Now, the old way of doing homework, or rather the old way of studying for a test, is to do something new and different and to, make your brain think a little bit, unlike the elite past clicks, whose brains have never thought about anything. Make your brain think a little bit, and then what'll happen is you become slightly smarter about the material, right? Because your comprehension goes up about the material. But that, to me, that's a bunch of BS, right? What you should do is just get the answer or get the solution. Don't ever think about solving the problem. Just get the answer and then go through the motions of solving the problem 15 or 20 times in a row and then speedrun it. And what that means is, let's say you have 20 questions and it takes you an hour to do these questions. Just speedrun them and do that 10 times. Because by the 10th speedrun, it'll be taking you 11 or 12 minutes. But guess what? You have to think about how to solve the problem, right? You still have to go through the logical steps. It just becomes muscle memory. Going through the logical steps becomes muscle memory. And then when you go into a test and you already know how to do these simple problems through muscle memory, logically, and you know the logical steps and you can do them through muscle memory, when you go into the test, you're going to absolutely destroy them. Plus, you've been speedrunning this, so you know how to do them very quickly. And it gets even more rigged if you get feedback on an assignment. Like, let's say you turn an assignment and you get feedback on it, right? And you see how the teacher grades the work. Speedrun that assignment again. Like, do the assignment, turn it in, teacher gets it back, speedrun it again using her feedback, because then you can learn how she grades, or he grades, right? That's pretty rigged. Guys, if you watch the speedruns at all, if you know anything about speedrunning, you already know to subscribe right now to my YouTube channel. It's going to change your life. But also, you know that speedrunners literally are the best in the world at doing trivial, basic stuff with an insane degree of proficiency, right? And we're not talking just about simple muscle memory. We're talking about an insane degree of gameplay comprehension, right? How well they understand the game and the mechanics, their creativity, like they're able to do new stuff and different stuff. Actually, a lot of speedrunners are so good at their game, you put them in a similar game and they already understand a lot of mechanics. Like, they can just do it with nothing. Why is this? Why are speedrunners so good at this crap? Look, I don't really know the answer. I thought it was because of speedrunners' incredible fundamental basic gameplay optimizations that made me discover natural gameplay, and it's making you subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. But also, fuck it, who cares, guys? If it's making you win, fucking do it, right? It's not that complicated. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody should right now, if you're in school and you're not doing a useless liberal general studies degree or whatever they call them, speedrun your homework assignments. Do your homework assignments 10 times in a row, right? Memorize solutions to simple problems, and not just solutions, guys. Get good at it, right? You have to get good at it. Then you go into the test and you can give them, the teachers, elegant solutions, well-written, elegant solutions on a freaking timed test. They will be blown away. It's not that crazy. So I wanted to go through like a practice problem in like my math class that really opened up, and I only did this for like 1 week at most. Like, yeah, there's 11 weeks in school, and on week like 3/4 of the way through week 9, it hit me. I was like, oh, I need to start doing this. So I did it for all of week 10, and then a little bit for 9, and a little bit for week 11. But week 11 is finals week, and it really ends on Monday. So it's really about a week and a half I did this. one of the problems is it's like a 3-part problem, and so like it's asking you to find the average density of, or it's the y coordinate of that density or something over a lamina, right? Over just a or an object like a cylinder, let's say, and it was a variable density, right? So, you know, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter the technical terms right now because we're going to go into the problem. What does matter to solve this problem though is that you have to set up an integral, make sure the integral's right, and then you have to solve the integral, right? And then when you solve the integral, you then have to find the average, and then you have to find the y coordinate, right? So you have to set up the integral again with the y value, solve the integral again, then finally get the solution, right? So what happens is when you do this, you make a lot of little technical errors. So let's say you do this and you make all these technical errors, and then you look at the answer in your speedrun and you get the right answer and you're like, oh shoot, well, I guess I'm wrong. So I got the wrong answer, so I have to redo it, right? So you lose like 7 minutes on this problem for your speedrun, right? But you messed up, let's say, on writing the integral wrong, right? And this is why I think it's important to just get the solutions and then just copy the solutions. Because what's going to happen is your main goal to save time on that split in your next speedrun to get a personal best is to not set the integral up wrong, right? So the next time you try to not set the integral up wrong, but then you integrate it wrong, or you do an arithmetic problem wrong, right? Or let's say you do the averaging formula wrong. You do the y value over the total, or you do the total over the y value instead of the y value over the total, right? Because an average is what you have over the total, not the total over what you have, right? And so you do that wrong. And then, I mean, think about this, guys. There's a lot of complicated crap here. A lot. Too much to really do in one problem. In fact, this is one of the pitfalls of gameplay optimization that I always talk about that natural gameplay has to solve. So like one of these obvious pitfalls is simply, and this is an ego thing, simply getting the answer versus understanding the answer, right? Ego, in the ego world and in the speedrunning world, what was ego? So people want to get the answer instead of understanding the input and then be able to get an output. That's a big ego issue, right? So it's the same problem with homework. Like in a homework problem, if you get the answer, it doesn't mean anything. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter if you get the answer like that. Just throw that in the trash. What you need to do is actually be able to understand the problem. Like you're trying to bring your comprehension up. You're not trying to bring your answer quantity up. That is irrelevant. It's totally irrelevant. And you'll see people that do value answer quantity will fail on the finals and they won't do as well on the tests. And this is a silly thing about a test. Like a final exam, at most is worth 100 points, right? Arguably, you could say it's worth 150, but realistically, a final exam is worth at most 100 points. And let's say it's 50% of your grade, which oftentimes in these classes, a final exam is 30% of your grade, 50% of your grade, 100% of your grade. It's like, if you miss 2 points or you miss 5 points because of something silly or trivial, you're docked down a significant amount of your grade. So when you do a problem 15 times in a row to iron out these like little details, you're actually radically and significantly improving your grade. When you simply farm the answer of a question, it doesn't do anything. And then if you do a different question that's newer and harder, and you farm the same answer, or you go to the teacher during office hours and you ask him to explain it to you, and then he does, and you call it a day, and he gives you the final review, and then there are all these new questions you've never seen before, right? Because why wouldn't a final review just be the same old questions? Like that seems silly, right? So there are all these new questions, and then you do the same thing. You mull over them for like 6 hours, and you finish the review, and you're like, okay, cool. Moving on, and then you go to class and your idiot friend is like, did you get the answer to number 5? And you're like, oh yeah, let me look at my notes. Oh, here it is. Guys, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like if that was you, just sign off right now. And make sure to subscribe right now because you need my help. Like if your friend asks you any question or any answer to any question, you should be able to just go over it step by step and give them the solution. Forget about the answer. Forget about giving the answer. Just throw that in the trash. Forget about even having the answer. This is another thing that's so broken about speedrunning homework. Let's say I would do the homework like 7 times in a row. That means you have 7 different copies of the homework. It also means you could do the homework in like 15 minutes, like literally like 10 to 15 minutes. And if you have like 7 different copies of that, do you know how proficient you are at turning that homework in? Like you could mock up a new copy of the homework almost in no time at all. That's like so well edited. No technical errors, no erase marks, no like crossing answers out, like none of that crap. Also, you can also get better at illustrating what you're trying to tell the teacher, because a lot of times, a lot of bad students, they will think that having messy handwriting or being messy is like a personality trait, and it's kind of funny. No, it's just stupid. It's just you being dumb. Really, you should always aim for the highest level of achievement. You should aim to overachieve, and part of overachieving is having extremely clear, concise, assignment to turn in. And guys, why does that matter? Because you're turning this side. It's not about the homework assignment. It's about the final test. It's about the test, the midterms, and the final test. And when you do the final test, if you are turning in a higher quality product, which by the way, it's a test. Think of a test as a personal best speed run. Think about it like that. That's going to blow your mind. That's going to change your life, and that's going to make you subscribe right now. If you don't speedrun, I would highly recommend start speedrunning right now and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you don't speedrun, but if you do speedrun, you know what a personal best feels like. You also know some of the theory behind a speedrun, personal best or a world record if you follow my YouTube channel. Because, or my Twitch channel a little bit, not as much, of course, but a little bit. Because on a personal best, you only have one shot, right? And what happens is what you do in that run is kind of, you're locked in. That's now your now that defines you. The strategies define you, and etc. And that's where we created a lot of the ego optimization, the ego arguments. And so basically, I think of a final, it's like kind of a personal best, where it's like that's what matters, right? That has value in it. So if we're trying to optimize what has value or what matters, it is a final test. And so you only have one shot, and that's kind of why it's the same thing, because in a PB you have one shot to do this trick, and if you do poorly on the trick, you lose time or you lose a run, right? So in a PB run, it really matters how well you are practicing and how you're practicing, because if you're practicing like an idiot, you're not going to be getting good practice, and you're going to be less prepared, and then you go into a PB, and then guess what? You get a worse outcome. It's the same thing with these final tests. So like, why would you do a question to a homework problem, be average at it or below average at it a lot of times? By some miracle, you're above average at it, but who even really cares? Because above average at it is like a 92 or an 86 of 100. Who cares? I mean, that's irrelevant. Why would you go into it, get an average or below average result, get the answer, and then claim that you're as qualified as the next guy for it? And then why would doing something totally different or new and unique make you better at that significantly? It doesn't. It is not relevant. What you should be doing is do the homework assignment, same one, exact same homework assignment, so many times in a row until you memorize exactly how to do it. You memorize the solution until the point where the diminishing returns are no longer worth it. Because frankly, doing a homework assignment 10,000 times in a row is not feasible. It's not going to happen. All right, Alpha Gamers. This video is kind of bloated, but it's still not as bloated as the Link to Pass Clicks terrible speedrun strategies that'll never amount to a good speedrun. Now, I have to go home and eat these Tide Pods, but before I do that, let me finish up this video and with just summing up what I've said so far. Basically, tests are easy. Your whole grade is a final exam, right? But tests are really easy material because they're short and they're on the fly, so they have to be simple material. And the best way to answer simple material efficiently and quickly is basically through repetition. Now, speedrunning is the best way to repeatedly do something for learning comprehension, which is exactly what a final exam is going to test you on. So if you simply speedrun your homework or speedrun your midterms, when they hand you them back, suddenly your comprehension of material is going to skyrocket, and it costs effectively no extra time to do this. In fact, I would say it's the same amount of time as if you just try to authentically do the homework. It's really the same amount of time. Just get the solution somewhere. If you don't know how to answer the problem, just get the solution, because you don't want to be speedrunning something wrong. It's stupid. Just get the solution and then just speedrun the solution 10 or 20 times, and do that part of a homework set, and you're going to see a huge spike in your comprehension, which you may not be able to do harder problems. I mean, I think you would actually have an advantage, but who cares, right? What matters is you go into a final exam looking at easier problems, and you're going to nail it every time. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my Patreon, subscribe to my channel, and then I'll see you guys in the next video.